It's the fall from grace of an ex-president tonight in handcuffs. The former president of Honduras, Juan Orlando Hernandez, in the custody of U.S. federal agents, arriving in New York overnight, escorted by drug enforcement agents and taken to the New York courthouse, where he faces charges for drug trafficking and weapons possessions.
This case should send a clear message to any foreign leader who corruptly abuses their power to support drug cartels.
The ex-president facing a federal judge today in his first court appearance on U.S. soil.
Hernandez is charged with participating in a corrupt and violent drug trafficking conspiracy to facilitate the importation of tons of cocaine into the United States from 2004 to 2022.
Hernandez's presidency was riddled with controversy, culminating late last year when his brother Juan Antonio Hernandez, a former congressman, was convicted and sentenced to life in prison in the U.S. on drug and weapon charges. That case implicating the former president, federal prosecutors now accusing him of taking drug trafficking money to finance his political campaigns.
Can you talk about the connections between Juan Orlando Hernandez and El Chapo Guzman?
We know in part from the indictment that his campaigns were funded by the Sinaloa cartel and by Chapo Guzman directly, to the tune of over $1 million.
Reafirmo que es falso que he recibido o aceptado dinero de estos delincuentes.
Hernandez has denied any wrongdoing. He was arrested last February outside his home in Honduras following a standoff with police. This just 3 weeks after losing a re-election to the current president, Xiomara Castro. Months later, extradited to the U.S., where he remains detained. His arraignment scheduled for May 10th.
If the former president is convicted, what kind of sentence can we expect?
Well, I think based on the charges which have been levied against him, he's subject to a sentence similar to that of his brother, of life imprisonment.
All right, Guad joins us now in studio. Guad, I think the takeaway from your story here, if these allegations are correct, it's how much corruption still exists in Central America, especially when it comes to these cartels. El Chapo, his cartel, essentially in cahoots with the president of Honduras.
Right, but we know what happened to El Chapo. We know that El Chapo has been convicted, and the U.S. government took a hard stance against the Sinaloa cartel, which was the most powerful in the world. So what does this mean now? They've extradited a former president. They send a message to the world. And also some positive news, Tom. This is a time of transformation for Honduras with the new president cooperating with the United States. So this is positive news for the people and the government of Honduras. Meanwhile, for the former president here in the United States, well, it's going to be tough if he goes to trial. He's denying everything. If he goes to trial, we can expect to see witnesses. A lot of them may be connected to the cartels because, as you said, he's implicated with El Chapo Guzman. And for U.S. attorneys to bring up this indictment, that meant that they have a lot of evidence. In fact, they've already made a lot of arrests as they were investigating the former president. So we can expect some of these people that have been arrested to talk in court. We often see this because they offer them a deal, and that's why they will speak against someone who they work with. So this will be an interesting trial if it goes to trial.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.